Hey guys, welcome back. So this week's video is going to be a little story time on how I first got my splits. But first, I want to start out by saying that no matter where you are, no matter how old you are, no matter when you started, I really truly believe that everyone can do the splits. So I do believe that it's different for everyone. The timeline is different for everyone. It depends on so many different factors. But I just want to encourage you that if you really stick with it, if you really hold on to that goal, if that's something that you want to achieve, I believe you can. So that being said, let me tell you about how I first got my splits, because it was a challenge for me. For those of you who don't know, I didn't start ballet when I was 3 years old like most ballerinas. I actually didn't start until I was 14. And when I started ballet, I was not flexible. So I know a lot of people think of me as flexible now, but all of that was hard won. When I started ballet, my butterfly knees were up to my ears. I couldn't do the frog stretch at all. My middle splits was a definite V, and I could barely touch my toes. So I could not do the splits at all. Right, left, middle, none of them. And starting at 14, pretty much everyone I knew could do the splits. So when I started, I was put in classes with people who were my age, and then later on I was put in classes with like 8 and 9-year-olds, which is a whole nother story. And if you guys ever want to hear my whole history with ballet, let me know and I'll film a video about it. But either way, whether I was with the teenagers or the itty bitties, they were all way more flexible than me, and it was really disheartening to me. So it took me a year and a half to get my right and left splits, and even longer to get my middle splits. Now that might not seem like a long time to you, I don't know, but for me, as a teenager who was working her butt off to catch up with everyone, it felt like eternity. And I remember stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching, and just I was getting so discouraged, and I was Googling, and back then the rules were different. We didn't have as much knowledge, and all I knew was to just stretch my little heart out and just stretch all the time. And a lot of times I didn't even warm up before I stretched, which just makes me cringe right now, some of the things that I did to my body, my poor little body. But I remember Googling one time and reading that not everyone can do the splits, because anatomically there's just some things for some people that can't. And so, I mean, that's a possibility. Even though I say that I think everyone can do the splits, I don't think that everyone needs to or everyone should. So that's a different topic as well, and I'll get to that in another video. But I remember reading that not everyone can do the splits, and so I started to tell people. I started to just tell everyone that I saw while I was stretching, oh yeah, I can't do the splits because of my hips. There's something wrong with my hips, so I won't ever be able to do the splits. This is how my brain worked back then. I just had to prevent anyone from thinking that I was not doing my best. I was such a people pleaser, such an overachiever, and so down on myself for any flaws and any mistakes. I had to pre-qualify anything negative about me, if that makes sense. I wanted to always tell people about anything negative about me, because I felt like if I acknowledged it first, then they would know that I already knew that I was bad at that I already knew that I couldn't do that. So they wouldn't think that I was thinking I could do something that I couldn't, or thinking that I was better than I was, which is so ridiculous. And I really, really hope that you have a better mental state than I did at 14. So my very first official summer intensive that was really intense, where I was going to a new ballet school, they were putting me with the young kids, I was relearning everything, and I was going to be taking multiple classes a day, and I was so excited. And in that very first week, I broke my toe. I was shattered. but we still had to be there every day because my mom was working in the office to pay for my lessons. So we still had to go every day, and I faithfully went and watched most classes. And what I did pretty much those whole, 4 or 5 hour days every day was stretch, and I would just sit in those stretches, which I definitely don't think is the way to do it now, but I was just stretching all of the time, and the flexibility came so slowly. I really didn't think it was ever going to happen, but I remember when I first was ever able to hold my foot up in a straight line and straighten my knees. I couldn't believe it. I was jumping up and down at home. I was running around to my siblings and showing all of them. I was so excited. And I know that whenever you make a goal and you're working towards it, there is a lot of moments where you feel like, this is never going to happen. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting all of this time into this? This is stupid. It's just not going to happen for me. I'm too old. I'm too inflexible. I don't have enough time, etc., etc. There's a million reasons why it's not going to work. And I just want to encourage you today that it can happen. You can do it. You just have to be committed, be consistent, be smart about it, and you have to have the right mindset. I mean, I believe that you can get your splits even if you don't have the right mindset. That's how I did it the first time. But I'm going about it totally different this time, and I believe that it's going to be so much healthier and so much better. And I'm really excited to be sharing this journey with you guys. So that's my story. Let me know in the comments below your stories about why you want to get the splits. Did you have the splits when you were younger, or have you already had them sometime in your life? What are the thoughts that you have surrounding the splits? Do you feel like, yeah, this is easy peasy, no problem, I've got this? Or do you feel like, man, this is a real challenge, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do this? Let me know in the comments below, or if you want, you can always private message me, and I would love to talk to you more about it. So thank you guys so much for watching and doing this split challenge with me, and I will see you in the next video.